Hi, I'm Whitney Sproul with Merrifield Garden Center. During the holidays, we make thousands of what we call the Merrifield Bow. Over the years, it's gained so much popularity and interest, we decided that we would share with you how to make your own Merrifield bow. What we have here are 3 Merrifield style bows for you. All 3 of these are constructed the exact same way using the exact same style ribbon, just varying thicknesses. This bow is made from 1-inch ribbon. This took about 3 yards to make. This bow is about 2.5-inch ribbon, and it took around slightly less than 4 yards to construct. And this bow is 4-inch ribbon, and it took a solid 4 yards to construct. As you can see, each bow's tail length is slightly longer. You always want to make sure your tail length is proportionate to the size of your bow. So what we're going to do today is create a bow very similar to this one here, our medium size 2.5-inch ribbon. All right, let's get started. We're going to need around 4 yards to make this bow. 3 and 4. This is just a rough estimate, but I like to kind of fold it on the wire to help me keep track. All right, so I'm going to pull this off to the side. So how you get started with this is you want to create your center. So you do that by holding with your right hand, loop it around, pull your tail towards you with your left, and you make this little tiny circle here. Then what I like to do is I kind of call it a little accordion. So I kind of just squinch it together and put my thumb right in the center there. And that thumb's never going to move this whole entire time, but all these back fingers will. So I have my tail. I want to twist it. The goal is to create layers of twists that you're going to stack on top of one another. So for my first loop, you build, this is the front of your bow, and you're going to build backwards. So I make my first loop, kind of pull it under, see how long I wanted to get it. I think we're going to go with that, and then I do my little accordion and my twist. And then you do the same thing on the other side. Challenge here to make sure that your loops are the same length is you could kind of eyeball it, but always you're going to get them a little off. So I like to take my thumb and my pointer finger and kind of compare. This one was a little too long, so I'm going to dial it back. They're pretty close. All right, so then I do my accordion thing. Once you get that measurement right, the rest of it's a lot easier. Do your twist. Now for the next 2 layers, they're going to be the same size. We're going to stagger them over about 1.5 inches or so. So I'll make my loop again and just make it a little longer. So that's about 1.5 inches. Do your accordion, your twist, kind of move that over, and you're going to be adjusting the whole time, and that's okay. And now for this one, you know this is about 1.5 inches, so you kind of do the same thing over there. Do your accordion and twist. Okay, and then you do the same exact thing again. You just measure it to the one you just made. Accordion and twist and stack. As you go, you're going to end up twisting your ribbon in circles, and it will become difficult. If you can remember to kind of counter twist, go a different direction each time. Sometimes it's not as bad, but it's hard to do that sometimes. So I'm testing them. Accordion and twist. Oh, let's go this way. Bink. And then your next layer is going to be about 1.5 inches longer than the last 2 layers that you did. Do the same exact thing. You can do this and you could make 30 different loops on each side. You could just keep on going and building them out and create a massive bow if you want. These are the foundation principles for making really any bow. You want to stack all of these tight little twists on top of each other. And what makes the bow look so different is the size of your loops, how you stagger the lengths, all of that stuff. So in this case, we're gonna make this one very simplified. We're gonna have 4 loops on either side. So 1 shorter one, 2 medium, and 1 long. And then we're gonna create 2 tails. So you do that at the end. So here is my tail. I did my twist again. I pull it out, and then I kind of loop it back around, grab it with my finger, kind of choose how long you want to make them, and then you still do your little accordion in the back. And then to tie off my bow, I'm gonna grab this wonderful thing. It's floral wire wrapped in floral tape. It's got a little bit of a stickiness to it. I like to choose the thickness that it's a little bit hard to bend. I just think it holds the bow a little bit better. But you slip it in the center of your bow, and then you slip it under your thumb real quick. Keep holding it really tight. Then you bend it to the back, but through your tail. And then you take this other side and bend it to the back. And then you'll kind of pinch it, push it with your thumb at the same time and pinch. Pull towards you, and then pull your left hand outward. And then you do a good couple twists, just a couple. And the reason you want to make sure it's nice and tight is what I'm about to do next. You'll realize, oh, woo, here you go, kind of pop it. And that just helps kind of separate it so that when you want to kind of fluff it and get everything in place, you have a little bit more motion with them. So I have this extra tail here. I'm going to trim off, and you don't have to make it pretty. Just kind of pop it off at the end. The bow's already taking form. Okay, so this guy goes out straight, this guy goes out straight. These guys get fluffed off to the side a little bit. It's kind of upside down. Got your center here. Don't want to forget about fluffing him. Okay, so here's your bow. It's looking pretty good. Now we got to finish our tails. Some people like to have their tails be like perfectly symmetrical. I like mine to be just a little off. So I'm gonna cut it just a touch off center. Now some people like to finish their tails with just a slant cut like that. I like both. I think it depends on what it's going on, but to do what I like to call the notch cut, here's a little trick. I fold it, then you have your folded seam and then the bottom of the ribbon, and you cut upwards at an angle. And then you open it up and you have a nice little V cut. So I'm going to do that one more time. And get these little guys out of there. And then, see how they're ever so slightly off? Since it's wired, you can kind of have fun fluffing them out and making it look cute. This bow can be made even bigger. You could make more loops on the back that come out here. You can make several loops this size. You can keep building off of this, and it all depends on what it's going on, how large you want your bow, but this is the foundation for what we at Merrifield Garden Center like to call the Merrifield Bow.